Hi guys, it's Anita here from Flower Folk Farm. I hope you're all doing really well. Today I'm out in my back veggie patch. Just thought I'd share with you some of the things that I've been doing over the past week just in preparation for spring and getting the bare-rooted roses into the ground. I thought I might share with you just some of the reasons why I do choose to plant bare-rooted roses and talk to you about some of the tips and tricks that I use to make sure that that they really thrive in their new environment. For those of you who don't know, I am a mad rose collector and I have over 35 varieties here at the farm, and most of them, in fact I would say the majority of them are actually old world heirloom roses, and they're varieties that are a little harder to find. They're probably not so sought after by people in the flower industry. I guess that ties into why I've decided to do them here at the farm. A lot of the old world roses have beautiful big blooms that are extremely fragrant, and they've kind of made a bit of a comeback just recently, but prior to that they have, in the flower industry anyway, they've become a little bit more rare, and that is because they've bred a lot of the genetics that make these roses hard to work with out of them. So things like thorns last longer, have a longer vase life, and are more disease resistant. So all these things are good for the consumer, but I love the fact that they have all these features that, you know, probably most other people don't like to work with. And I think that's what makes them so interesting and amazing to work with. You know, I see that as a feature of the rose that's worth celebrating. And I think, you know, I think across the board in this world today, we're trying to breed out all those characteristics and features of flowers, and you see it in people too. You know, we're always trying to reach this level of perfection. You know, for me, I think it's all about celebrating the crazy, quirky features of what the flower actually is bringing. So, you know, I think there's a lot we can take from that, you know, into our own personal life. You know, we don't have to be perfect. You know, we celebrate all the thorns and the beauty and everything in between. So, and I think it's, you know, I think that's worth celebrating. So anyway, that's my little rant for the day. Okay, so let's go and do some planting, and I'll show you just how I do my bare-rooted roses and talk you through just some of the tips and tricks.
So the term bare root means that the rose is supplied without soil around the roots. And to facilitate this, the rose has to be in its winter dormancy stage, which means that it's effectively asleep. And this usually is between May and to the end of August. Bare-rooted roses are supplied in the dormancy stage without foliage or any flowers. And once they've been dug up from the paddocks, they're pruned and the roots are washed free of soil, and then they're packed for transport. Because there's no soil actually involved, they can be bundled together like you just saw, and it allows large quantities to be packed all together in one carton, which reduces shipping costs. Bare-rooted roses travel really well, and they can remain fresh during transit for up to 3 weeks. But once the carton actually arrives, it's really important that you get the plants removed from the packaging and soak them in water for 24 hours prior to planting them out. And this just revives them after travel. These roses that I've just planted have actually been planted within 24 hours of me picking them up. So if you can't do that, you'll need to do what's called heeling in, which is where you can dig a hole after soaking the plants and place all those bundled roses firmly down into some soil, and they'll stay there for several weeks until you're ready to be able to plant them out. So the bonus of buying bare-rooted roses is that you really do save a lot of money because you're not purchasing a rose already in a pot with soil. They arrive to you via transit, and it's quite inexpensive to post them. And it also gives you a little bit more time up your sleeve during winter to get them in the ground at a time that suits you and to get them set up for spring. So I prefer to do bare-rooted roses for those reasons. So I hope that's been helpful information for you, and please feel free to ask any questions and leave them in the comments section below.